Hello, big bore fanatics. Welcome back to First Friday Fives. I know we're not only a couple weeks late this month, but well, we're about 5 months late for the year. Sorry, 2018 kind of started off a little rough. During the month of December, my wife unfortunately tore her ACL while playing tennis and had to get surgery by the end of the month, so we've been doing some rehabilitation. Good news is everything's going well with her. And then I had the good fortune of getting sick like every 2 weeks. Seriously, the flu really had me down for the count. And there's been a plethora of other things going on, including last month, everybody's favorite thing from April.
Yeah, the taxes!
That means money.
The finger thing means the taxes!
So it's been a little easy to get distracted. But I promise we are going to get things caught up, and we're going to continue on. We're going to try and get some more stuff going on the channel. So thanks for your patience, and now let's talk about what we're going to do this month. If you recall, last January we did a top 5 list of big bore handguns we want to see in production. And I thought, what the hell, why not talk about 5 more big bore handguns we want to see in production? But first, let's talk about last year's list and see whether or not we got anything we wanted, or even close for that matter. So our number 5 is a Coonan 1911 and 44 Magnum, and Coonan gave us a 1911 and 45 Auto. Yeah. To their credit, they did also release 1 in 10mm auto, but we are a little short of the expectation. Number 4 was a Ruger Super Blackhawk in 500 JRH. And did Ruger give it to us? Or a Super Blackhawk in any 50 caliber? No! Ruger, I'm going to let Nancy Kerrigan say it for me.
Why?
You made an Olympic figure skater cry, Ruger. I hope you're happy. Number 3 was a modern pistol from Colt in 45 ACP. Well, we all know how this turned out. Let's face it, Colt has as many successful new designs as Gibson does. The Les Paul, the Flying V, the Explorer, the ES335, the SG. Yeah, the newest one of those is from 1961. Nothing wrong with playing the hits, I guess, but something new that works well should be nice once in a while. Number 2 was a 1911 and 10mm auto from Smith & Wesson. And we did get a 1911 and 10mm from Ruger and Springfield. Damn, Smith & Wesson, even Coonan beat you guys to market on this. What the hell are you guys doing up in Massachusetts? And number 1 was a Ruger Super Red Hawk and 500 Linebaugh. You can take a guess where this is going.
Why?
Yeah, well, if the rumors are correct, Magnum Research is looking to release the BFR and 500 Linebaugh, so at least they listened. Well, after running down the list of disappointments, it's time to move on. So let's look at the new list and hope that somebody listens this year. Fingers crossed. Number 5. A Coonan 1911 in either 41 Magnum or 10mm Magnum. Okay, so this is somewhat of a repeat, but I feel I may have overdone my request. The 44 Magnum is a challenge to get to function in a semi-auto. So why not something with a little less power? The 41 Magnum would be nice, and given their dimensions for the 357 Magnum, it seems doable. And now that they have started making a 10mm auto, why not try out the 10mm Magnum? Even as a conversion package, this would really create a great package for big bore enthusiasts. It would be an incredible hunting semi-auto, or wood defense pistol. Admittedly, this one is a bit of a stretch. The 41 Magnum is a rare cartridge and most people have never even heard of the 10mm Magnum. But once again, I can't think of a better platform or a better manufacturer to give us a Magnum semi-auto. Number 4. A Smith & Wesson X-Frame in 475 Linebaugh. Whether you're an X-Frame fan or not, there is no disputing the strength and capabilities of this design. These revolvers were designed to hold up to the power and concussion generated by the 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum and the 460 Smith & Wesson Magnum. And they can handle the 65,000 psi pressures that these cartridges max out at. So why not put these tough SOBs to some extra work? Chambering it in a 475 Linebaugh would make all kinds of sense. The cartridge is SAMI certified, ammo is available from a few manufacturers, the gun could easily handle the 50,000 psi max pressure, and being the first company to produce a double action for it would make them shine. Not to mention, the Ruger Super Red Hawk and 480 Ruger would now have competition that could outstep it in power. And the shooters could also make use of a 480 Ruger if they wanted to. Hell, if Smith & Wesson wanted to push it, the X-Frame could easily handle the 475 Maximum. Although that would create major hurdles since there are no SAMI specs, no ammo currently in production, and no brass in production either. But the regular 475 Linebaugh could allow the X-Frame to add another feather to its cap while giving the competition a significant raspberry. So Smith & Wesson, let's do this! Number 3. The Magnum Research Desert Eagle in .45 Winchester Magnum. Because why the f*** not? Seriously, this gun would have no trouble with this cartridge and could easily be modified for it. It may not be a popular cartridge right now, but the lack of available platforms for it is the main reason why. Hunters and silhouette shooters have been fans over the years, and I can't see this as a losing proposition. Even if they make this a custom-only proposition available through their precision center, I think it would sell and also give the Desert Eagle another caliber in its repertoire. The only other calibers I think they could consider would be the .475 Wildy Magnum or the .480 Ruger. But the Wildy's a proprietary cartridge, and the .480 Ruger has a higher pressure ceiling. Here's hoping Magnum Research watches this and makes it happen. It really would be a fun pistol to shoot. Number 2. A single stack Glock in 10mm auto. Come at me 10mm haters. I'm dead serious on this one. Glock has in recent years released a single stack pistol in .380 called the Glock 42 and one in 9mm called the Glock 43. But the first single stack pistol they produced was the Glock 36 in the old reliable big bore .45 ACP. And like its smaller brethren, it has a 6-shot magazine. Smith & Wesson has made their shield in 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, and recently in .45 ACP as well. So it can be done. I imagine that the reason we haven't seen a 10mm in a single stack is because of the recoil-sensitive shooters of the world, or weenies as I like to call them. Here's my point on that fact. We have 5-shot, small-frame, .357 Magnum revolvers, don't we? I don't hear a whole lot of bitching and moaning over that recoil. So why the hell can't I have 6 shots of 10mm to be my last resort for self-defense? And if anyone can figure out how to do it, it's gonna be Glock. The Glock 20 has been in production since 1991 and never ceased because, frankly, it works and holds up to the abuse of the 10mm cartridge. Since then, they've added the subcompact Glock 29 and the long slide Glock 40. Come on, Glock, let's see a 10mm single stack. If you do it, I will be the first person at the local gun store to line up and say,
Shut up and take my money.
And now the number 1 big bore pistol we'd all like to see in production is, drumroll please, a 5-shot Ruger GP100 in .41 Magnum. If there is one gun on this list that is not only feasible to do, but would drive the big bore pistol folks into a complete cluster of buyers leaping over one another to buy, this would be it. Seriously, think about this. Last year, Ruger came out with a 5-shot 44 Special GP100 and the big bore lovers ate it up. Not a bad idea, and a good 5-shot self-defense weapon. But why not get a little more power to it? A number of people I talked to asked the same question. Why not a 5-shot 41 Magnum GP100? The 41 Magnum would be perfect for the GP100. It's a good-sized, strong frame that can handle the 357 Magnum's hottest loads, and it's a reliable action that has been around for years. And with the 5-shot internals now already working out for the 44 Special, the 41 Magnum cartridge is just waiting to be chambered in this wonderful revolver. You get plenty of power in a packable revolver with a 3-inch barrel, and you could have a fantastic woods defense or hunting handgun for everything up to a good-sized black bear with, say, a 5-inch barrel. Ruger, I'm begging you guys, make this one happen. Even as a distributor exclusive like you've done with this caliber in the Red Hawk, Black Hawk, and Super Red Hawk in the past. This would be great. And I can't see a 5-shot 41 Magnum GP100 as being anything short of a huge benefit to manufacturer and consumer alike. Okay everybody, time to recap. Number 5 is a Kuhn 1911 and 41 Magnum or 10mm Magnum to bring their 1911 powerhouses to a new level. Number 4 is a 475 Linebaugh Smith & Wesson X-Frame because that platform is definitely ready for another cartridge that would elevate its versatility. Number 3 is the Magnum Research Desert Eagle and .45 Win Mag to bring that cartridge back to the forefront of hunting and silhouette competition. Number 2 is a single stack Glock 10mm to increase the firepower of the concealed carry Glocks. And number 1 is the Ruger GP100 in a 5-shot 41 Magnum because there are fewer reasons not to do it than there are reasons to do it. Thanks guys, and I hope you enjoyed this list. What else would you like to see in production in the big bore handgun world? Tell me in the comments below and be ready for another First Friday 5s to drop soon. And remember, go big bore or go home.